In today's video, we are going to react to my ATP Top 20 2025 year-end predictions that I made 10 months ago. Also, I'm going to compare how well did I do this year in comparison to 2024 and how well did I do against my fellow tennis YouTubers. But also, I'm going to hold you all accountable for your comments under my prediction video. So strap in and let's have fun. Okay, now let's watch the video of my predictions, and as you can see, Tiafoe is in 20th and he ended the year in 30th, and it is a 10 position difference, but considering the fact that I'm a fan of Francis and I root for my guys without thinking logically about it, I am kind of happy that that I put him in 20th place, and yeah, it's kind of bad prediction, but I'm sure there will be worse ones. Okay, now we have Berrettini in 19th, and again, he's one of my favorite players, so I understand my positioning here, but it is not a good prediction. As yeah, I was wrong by 37 positions, which is kind of bad for my standards, as I am the reigning greatest predictor on the tennis YouTube. But I can blame injuries in this situation, which is kind of cheap because Berrettini is injury prone and I should have expected it, but you know, I can use some excuses, and this is the injury excuse that I'm going to use for Berrettini. Even though numbers wise it's not the worst prediction yet, but I am not happy with my prediction of putting Lorenzo Musetti in 18th as he ended the year in 8th position. I do think that he benefited from many players being injured this year, but still Musetti is a better player than 18th in the world, and that's on me. And a similar thing could be said about Shelton. And again, he benefited from injuries, and also he benefited from great draws at Grand Slams. Sure, he has to beat the players who are in front of him, so I cannot blame him for beating those guys, but still, his draws, especially at Australian Open, if I remember correctly, were just very favorable for him. But again, he took advantage and he ended the year in 9th position, which is much better than I predicted. In 16th I had Tommy Paul, and this bad prediction doesn't feel that bad because it feels like inconsequential, because Tommy Paul is in that range between 15th to 25th best player in the world. He had some injuries also throughout the year, so maybe if he was healthy he would have ended the year in 16th, but but there's no ifs in tennis, and I was wrong by 4 positions. Okay, this is the first one where the position difference is huge because he ended the year in 73rd, of course. I don't even remember him playing this year, honestly, but he ended the year in 73rd, which is all due to injury, so there's not much to analyze here. Hurkacz should have been in top 20, but he wasn't. He was injured. He also got the new coaching staff, so there was some optimism in the air in regards of Hubi, but there's always next year. Again, injuries. Grigor Dimitrov didn't finish a Grand Slam tournament on his own terms this year, so predicting him in 14th and him ending the year in 44th is actually not that bad considering the circumstances. Again, a huge difference, 30 position difference, but still I cannot be mad at myself for being wrong here. Okay, I see a trend here. Artur Fils was in 13th position in my 2025 top 20 year-end prediction. And again, I'm not mad at my prediction because he is a great player. He showed that he can be great against top players in the world. But he again got injured at the French Open. I think he did play a bit after that, but he was still clearly hindered. Therefore, he ended the year in 40th position, which means that I was wrong by 27 positions, which on the paper looks bad, but if we are being honest with ourselves, it is an okay prediction and I cannot be mad at myself for this. Okay, technically we can blame injuries here again, but yeah, everybody saw that Tsitsipas is going on a downfall even 10 months ago, but I don't think many predicted that he will go down as far as 34th position, so bad prediction. Good that I saw him trending downwards, but I should have been more harsh towards him. And yeah, but I don't think we are going to see Tsitsipas here in top 20 next year, so I'm not going to make that mistake again. Again, good that I predicted that Rublev will go down in the rankings in comparison to last year, but again, should have been more harsh towards him because he has been the same guy for, I don't know, 5 years. So I should have understood that if he stays on the same level, if he stays with the same playstyle, he's going to go down because there are many talented young players who are going to overtake him in the rankings. So even though numbers wise it's not a bad prediction, I do think that I could have been more harsh towards Andrey and put him lower in the rankings. I'm not surprised that I kind of disrespected de Minaur here because I put him in 10th when he ended the year in 7th, and he could have ended the year in 6th because he had the same amount of points as Taylor Fritz, but that's the story for another day. It sounds harsh, but I don't think I will ever respect de Minaur in terms of putting him high in the rankings because I just don't see how he beats those players, how he beats those top players in the world, and therefore I always think, okay, he's worse than this guy in the first, he's worse guy than the guy in the 6th, in the 8th. So yeah, it is a bad prediction. Maybe I should become more of a believer of Alex de Minaur, but yeah, if we are being truthful to myself, then yeah, I don't think I will change my prediction next year as well. So it is a bad prediction, but it is my prediction. I don't think anything will change in the future. Okay, I remember being harsh towards Medvedev at the end of the last year when I said that he won't play at the ATP finals ever again. Therefore, I put him in 9th position in my predictions, which was even not harsh enough. So I'm happy with my prediction of his downfall because I do think that I was one of the first who did that, and maybe I should deserve some flowers for that. But yeah, Medvedev is just not that good anymore. It's as simple as that. 4 position difference from my prediction to Ruud's actual year-end ranking, and I mean it's a solid prediction. I cannot say anything bad about it. Should have switched Ruud with de Minaur and it would have looked much better, but I don't know. I respected Ruud at the start of the year. He was pretty solid, but yeah, not enough to be in the top 10, I guess. Unfortunately, we are not going to see Holger Rune in next year's top 20 predictions because of his Achilles injury that is probably going to sideline him until 2027, which just sounds crazy, but here I had him in 7th, and even before the injury he wasn't going to end the year in 7th position, so I was wrong, but at the end of the day it's an 8 position difference, which is not that bad, but still, maybe as a fan, I'm a bit too high on Rune. I was a bit too high on Rune, so I have to take this on the chin and yeah, and just understand that maybe I should be more cautious with my predictions about my favorite players. Din 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 is the first perfect prediction for yours truly. I had Taylor Fritz in 6th, and yeah, I don't know if there's much to analyze. He just seems like a guy who should be in 6th. He's not bad, he's not great, so that 5th, 6th, 7th spot is like a Taylor Fritz special. Even though I was wrong by 5 positions for putting Jack Draper in 5th in my top 20 predictions, I'm still happy with this prediction because, honestly speaking, he was the 4th best player in the world when he was playing. The problem is, he again got injured, he again didn't play, so he did drop off to the 10th position in the rankings, but still, considering how much did he get sidelined for, he still ended the year in top 10, so it is a good prediction by me, and I should be happy about it even though the 5 position difference is there. Okay, I'm not going to lie, I think I remember how I predicted my top 20 10 months ago, so I am going to start glazing myself a bit here. I was wrong about Draper, I was wrong about Hubert Hurkacz, Tsitsipas, other players, but I was right about all the top 4. Djokovic in 4th, Zverev in 3rd, Jannik Sinner in 2nd, and Carlos Alcaraz in 1st. I mean, 4 in a row of correct predictions, it is great. It just undeniably is great. You can hate on me in the comments, you can tell me that I'm being an asshole right now for bigging myself up, but it is great and you cannot tell me otherwise. Because other people were predicting that Sinner will be number 1 in the world because he's just that much better, this, that, or the other. Well, Alcaraz is 1st, and I'm right, so shut it. Okay, now let's read some comments, shall we? The first comment is not that bad even, but Medvedev will be better next year. He's resting now, and that will most likely help him a lot. And don't forget, he easily beat the demon straight sets while injured. So, yeah, but no. Medvedev did pretty bad this year, and honestly, the downfall will just continue, in my opinion, the next year. Guy isn't acknowledging Fonseca would put him in the top 20 already. I mean, I understand the positivity about Fonseca, especially 10 months ago, but yeah, I was a bit cautious about him because at the end of the day, he is like 19, right? So it would put too much pressure on young Brazilian to be in the top 20 already. But I do think that I have to consider him for the next year, maybe even for the top 10, not top 20 only. Kabuli is coming like a freight train, just wait. I mean, it's not a bad comment, but he didn't end the year in 22nd, I think so. Honestly, it's pretty good. It's pretty good prediction. I cannot say anything bad about it. Pericard is so underrated. I think he will be in the top 20 by the end of the year. It is unfortunate that Pericard wasn't that good this year. The serve was there, but anything else just didn't work. And yeah, if I remember correctly, I was considering him in the top 20, but thankfully I didn't do that. So yeah, I saved myself from a bit of embarrassment with this Giovanni Pecci Pericard prediction in the top 20. Your logic for Alcaraz overtaking Sinner doesn't really make any sense. I won't read the rest of the comment, but I do agree that maybe my reasoning wasn't that great in my prediction video, but because I said that he has to defend points and obviously he doesn't. It just maybe throughout the year you have to defend the points, but at the end of the year there's no defending. It's just how many points you earn, that many points you have. So my prediction wasn't that great, but I was thinking about the fact that mentally it's going to be difficult to just be that good all year round, and I guess it kind of worked, but honestly, again, if we're being truthful with each other, Sinner did miss a lot of time due to his suspension, which is purely his fault, and I'm not saying that it should be like asterisk towards the predictions, but still have to take that in consideration that I did get a bit lucky with this prediction. De Minaur top 5, be ready, and it has 21 thumbs up. Yeah, I don't think De Minaur will ever end the year in top 5. I'm sorry to be the asshole here, but yeah, just don't see that happening. Yeah, ever. Jerry Shang, top 20, bookmark it. Honestly, it's a fun prediction, but you did ask me to bookmark it, so Naomi, you were very, very, very wrong. But the best comment under this video goes to Leonard, who asked, what about Felix Auger-Aliassime? And you know what, Leonard, you are absolutely right. Felix ended the year in top 5, which is just how did he do that? I cannot fathom that, but you were right. I should have considered him for the top 20. So kudos to you, Leonard, for being just so smart that you could have predicted this happening. Okay, let's end the comment section bit of the video with a laughable comment, which says Nick Curious. And I don't even have to say anything. We can all just laugh about it. Okay, now let's compare myself and my predictions to last year's predictions, where my top 10 difference was higher than this year, because this year I had 24 position difference. Basically, that's by how many positions did I make mistakes this year, but last year I had 31, but the top 20 was much better for me last year than this year. But again, I'm kind of giving myself a bit of a leeway here, because yeah, Fils injured, Dimitrov injured, Hurkacz injured, Paul even injured, and Berrettini injured. So yeah, it's those position drops look bad, but realistically speaking, it's not a bad prediction. With that being said, I'm not going to let any tennis YouTuber off lightly, because again, I was the best. I was the best. You can say what you want, but I am just that damn good. I'm better. Okay, I'm going to stop being an asshole because people will probably start thinking that I'm genuinely this pretentious. But yeah, my prediction was better than Christian from Christian's court, who had Hurkacz in top 10, which basically ruined his prediction. Medvedev in third is also kind of crazy, but yeah, other than that, predictions are pretty solid, but still his top 10 difference was 91. Okay, now let's compare myself to Gil Gross, who is probably the most known analytical tennis YouTuber in the scene, and I beat him in top 10 predictions. His difference was 30 points. He did get Fritz wrong. He for some reason believed that Rublev will have a great year and finish the year in 5th. Then he respected de Minaur actually too much, unlike me, who kind of disrespected de Minaur in a way. Djokovic also was put pretty low in the rankings, and yeah, but other than that, it is a pretty solid prediction, actually kind of similar to mine, but still, I was better. And in terms of top 20, he was scared. He was scared to predict the top 20, so maybe for the next year, we need to tell him to stop being scared, and he should predict top 20. And last but certainly not the least, it is Cam Williams from the Tennis Talk, which is probably the biggest tennis channel in the world, right? His prediction is just bad. Just simply bad. You cannot... Humbert in 10th, Hurkacz in 9th, Rublev in 7th, Rune in 6th, Medvedev in 5th. It's like, yeah, just not good, and almost 100-point difference in comparison to my top 10 difference. So yeah, again, I'm the king of tennis YouTube in terms of predictions. I expect you to give me my flowers in the comment section down below. With the self-glazing out of the way, please, people who watch this video, leave your comments in the comment section down below as to how you did in your top 20 year-end predictions. Also, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, take it easy.